let me ask you a quick question now. What would happen if Shinobi 3 and Mega Man X got together and had themselves a little mini retro baby? Well, the developers, Joymaster, and publishers of the Arcade Crew answered that question. And on today's episode of Put You On Game, a series where I discuss lesser known games or games in general that I believe deserve more shine, we will be talking about their game Vengeful Guardian Moonrider, a 16-bit action side-scrolling platformer that pays homage to the games of the retro era while still having a little bit of a modern touch to it. Now, if we're being honest, most of us don't play games like these for the story, but just to talk about the story, the main character is Moonrider, a mechanical ninja warrior created to oppress the people and uphold the laws of the man. But when he awakens, he's like, nah, chief, not doing this. I'm woke, third eyes all the way open, and I'm trying to help the people. So you rebel against your creators, you start cutting up folks, and you go to take down the regime, man. And that's pretty much the the plot of the story. Moving on to the gameplay. For action platformer, the controls are solid, they're responsive, which is definitely something you need. For basics, Moonrider has a standard slash attack, a combo attack, a running slash, and my favorite, the aerial kick, which it's really good at getting you out of a jam, and you can do it downward or at an angle, which is actually pretty dope. He can also wall jump for traversal, and homie does have hops, so shouts to him. His hops make the traversal a lot easier, and a lot of just the movement, the feel, and even some of the look of this game just reminds me so much of Shinobi 3, which I absolutely love. But Moonrider also takes cues, I would say, from the Mega Man or the Mega Man X franchise, kind of with the stage layout and the way you obtain your special abilities. Now, when you start, your standard special attack is the Moon Spear, which is a really dope weapon, and then after you beat a boss, you get a special ability from said boss, and then you can use that. And I'm not sure if each boss is weak to a specific weapon. I only played through this once, but I did find that certain attacks seem to just mechanically work better against certain bosses, but I'm not sure if they were actually weaknesses rather than just working better just because of how they're executed. And also in most of the stages, there are these hidden special chips that you can find and equip that give Moonrider additional perks. For example, you might find a chip that restores your special attack meter, while other chips maybe give you health after you kill an enemy, but keep in mind you can only keep 2 chips at a time, so you experiment, find which 2 you like that kind of lend themselves best to your playstyle and help you out the most. Kind of reminds me of Mega Man X when you're running around trying to find energy tanks. So if you explore the stage, you'll be able to find the chips and equip them, and it'll make life a little bit easier on you. Speaking of the stages, I really like the stage design of Vengeful Guardian. The stages never felt repetitive. Each one had its own feel to it, maybe either due to the layout or even just the enemies in general that they had you fighting. Aside from you just classic running and jumping through some random like warehouse stage that you see in a lot of retro games. Vengeful Guardian also has stages that took place completely in the air, which is definitely a homage to the retro games. You'll see it. A lot of those stages will feel familiar. And my favorite, when you're riding on the motorcycle and you're driving, shooting, and popping wheelies, always a good time. And another fun part, kind of borrowing also from the Mega Man series, is that you can play the stages in any order that you want. So you start with 6 different stages, and you can just jump around and fight whoever you want in whatever order. And you can just go run wild, have fun with it, be free. Visually, I love the 16-bit look. The character designs from Moonrider himself to the enemies all look really dope. I think they're very well done, and like I said, they just remind me of that 90s retro feel, and I love it. They even have a CRT filter that you can turn on if you really want to feel like you're playing on one of them old school like tube TVs. So I thought that was a nice addition to the game. And of course, it's gonna have the retro feel. It gotta have the good retro soundtrack, which I'm happy to say Moonrider also delivers on. Yeah, man, this game it's super solid. It has all of the essentials to pay homage to the retro games it's inspired by, while also still feeling modern. It's difficult but fair with the checkpoints. It has a challenge, but it gives you the tools you need to get the job done, and I've never felt like I was getting cheated. If I were to list any negatives, I would say that aside from collecting the chips or just getting the highest grade you can at the end of the stage, there isn't much as far as replay value unless you just really enjoy the game and you want to run it back, which you can do because the game is fairly short. You could easily finish this in about 2 to 4 hours depending on your skill level. And Vengeful Guardian doesn't reinvent the wheel. It's not gonna blow your mind, but I just feel like if you grew up playing these kind of action side scroller retro games from that 90s era, you'll definitely love this. You'll definitely find something here that you will enjoy. But it won't throw anything at you that you haven't seen before. But with that said, this is still a very solid game. I had a very good time with it, and if you're a fan of side-scrolling action platformers, this is one you should definitely consider picking up. And if you are considering picking it up, Vengeful Guardian Moonrider is $16.99 on the Nintendo eShop and takes up 204 megabytes of space. But that is all for today's episode of Put You On Game. My name is Serial Sensei. Make sure you like, subscribe, drop a comment about what you think about Vengeful Guardian Moonrider down below. Until next time, y'all stay safe, y'all stay hydrated, and I will catch you on the next video.